Alright, I'm making this video on how to change parameters on this digital readout. I got it off of eBay, like 220 bucks. Seems to be a good value, and it seems to be working so far. But now that I got it all hooked on my Grizzly 12 by 36 lathe, the parameters needed to be changed, and most of the videos I came across on YouTube are showing these in different models. They look basically the same. But the other models seem to use a password to enter the parameters. On this one, I thought it was the same case, and I had to go on YouTube where I came across a video that sounded like a Russian dude speaking Russian. I couldn't understand what he was saying, but when I followed the video, I learned how to change the parameters, and it does not use a password. So I'm making this video to remind myself, mostly, after about a year from now when I forget what the hell I just learned, so I can go back and relearn it. But anyway, to do anything on here, there's a button right here, the S letter. You're going to power up the unit, and while it's booting, you're going to hit that button, and that gets us into the parameters. And you have a few options: LE line type, inch dot. This has to do with the number of decimal places right of the decimal. XYZ compensation, this one I haven't used yet. XYZ direction, this has to do with your positive and negative value directions. And your resolution, very important. And you see those are all of your options. So as you cycle through these particular options, whatever is available to be changed will be changed by pressing either the X0 or the Y0 button. So we'll start with that. LE line type, your options are simple, rotary, and linear. You go to the next parameter option, inch dot. This has to do with your numbers displayed right of the decimal. So if you're grinding, I guess if you had this on a grinding machine and you need that higher resolution, you can get 5 displays. But I'm using it on a lathe, so 4 is just fine. Same thing with the y-axis. Your only options are 4 and 5, at least in the inch. I don't know about millimeters because I'm not using it. But that's what we're going to go with for here on my lathe. XYZ compensation, I'm not going to change that, but your options would be U inline. I don't know exactly what that means yet, but those are the only options you got. Your XYZ direction, your options are simple 0 and 1. And all that's going to do is change your positive and negative values on your scales. Same thing with the y-axis. So you may have to play with it and get it to the way you want it to read. I mean, typically, like I'm using y-axis on the readout for my z-axis, so as I go from 0 at the face of a part and go into the part, I want that to read negative. So that's how I got this one set. The resolution, XYZ resolution, has to do with, well, this is where you go to change your resolution, but in the case of a lathe, when I got this model, the X value was the same as this one on the Y5. So, but I want to read diameter, so I change my X resolution to 10, and you do that again by cycling through these buttons. Whatever options here are with every subsequent push of the button. So these are all your options. This is how it came to me when I first turned it on. I'm going to put it at 10. That's going to double the value, so my X axis is going to read the diameter of the tool, which is the way I want it. And that's it for your options. When you're done, press the S key, get you out of the parameter settings. Now this one doesn't have tool numbers or tool offsets that you can use like if it were on a CNC, but it has sub-datum points, and it has like 200 of them. So when you're at your normal screen, your options are simple: incremental, get out of there, absolute, incremental, and then all your subdatums 200 and down. So tool 1, if you're using it on a lathe, you're going to want to be at the absolute screen. You can touch off, zero your Z at the face of the part, touch the diameter, make a cut, measure it, enter that value here, and then subsequent tools, you're pressing the wrong button, like tool number, your next tool down the line, you can either use this one, or for the sake of confusion, skip subdatum number 1 and go straight to 2. And again, with your second tool, whatever that is, part off tool, whatever, on your Z axis, touch the face, zero it, touch the diameter, touch the OD of your part, enter the diameter, and just on and on for every tool thereafter. So that's going to be pretty handy. And the purpose I made this video, again, is really to remind me, because I'm going to forget everything I just learned. So hope this helps.